So what I always do is when I look at people's op.gg, I'm kind of doing a little mini inspection, okay? And by that, I mean, at the end of the day, in order for you to hit whatever rank goal you're going to want to hit, you're going to have to play a lot. This isn't a lot at all, what you have here. This is minimal, and it's nowhere close to... Okay, last season you actually did. So last season, you got to gold 3. So you're definitely capped at around gold 3 MMR. So I at least know that. And by capped, I mean... You know, you're not moving much. It's kind of like where I'm bouncing around at like Master Diamond right now. I'm just kind of bouncing between the two on Korea. Like, this is roughly where you're at. So we have to figure out why you're not going beyond this skill level. So we're basically trying to identify. But you're going to have to play like a similar amount of games to this year to move anywhere, period.
Right.
Like, because right now you've only got like 60 games or whatever in ranked. You see what I'm saying? Like, it has to be...
Yeah, I took a break from rank. I actually started playing ARAM nonstop just to get a better idea of the variety of champions, because I really stuck to a small pool of champions. So I was doing ARAM for a while just to force myself to play all the different champion styles and learn their strengths and weaknesses. So I think that's why I haven't played as much this year.
I think I mean, that's fine. That's all well and good. And surely that's not a terrible idea to mix it up a bit. But at the end of the day here, like what you're doing, at least in terms of like champion discipline, is good. I mean, you play your main and you try to play your main as much as you can. That's good. Blue side facing Wukong. Let's see what you do. Did you just try to last hit with Q here, I hope?
I cannot recall what I tried.
Because, I mean, I do find it interesting that you did not use the Q that whole time. Which I was actually going to tell you.
I do remember now. I was waiting to see if he was going to move or flash because I was going to try to grab on.
All right, fair. No, that's good. That's fine. Yeah. So in any situation where an opponent is just like asleep on an invade, I will deliberately try to last hit that kill. So it kind of looked like you were doing that. And if it was that or something with just a movement layering or whatever, that's great. That's all I wanted to know. Because I'm a very selfish player in solo queue. Go ahead.
So what I've been doing, I don't know if this is the right move, is I've been actually going up to red side, warding it, backing it 50 seconds, coming back.
Yeah, that's fine. That can certainly work. Is this our ward here?
Yeah.
That was Maokai's, but that's okay. I was just curious. Now, what are you going to do with the information that you just saw Wukong and you know where he's going? Oh, you pinged it.
Yeah,
Nice. I'm all about this.
Yeah, it did not work out. Spoiler.
Okay, well, that's probably why it didn't work out. Because you're starting the camp. You shouldn't be starting the camp. He's going to either be going to chickens or going to red. So, yeah, let's just see what you do. All right, so let's discuss invading. I really like that you're in this position. This is good. You got the info that he was coming, but you did a goofy move.
Okay.
This is an easy fix. So all you're gonna do from now on is, instead of opening on the camp, you know where Wukong is and you know where he's going. He either goes to mid, to chickens, or to red. He can only do 3. I mean, I guess technically he could cut through and like be weird and go, but this never happens. Okay, you should just write this off. So he either goes to mid. Does it look like he's really going to go to mid?
No, I thought he was going to chickens. That's why I made that choice. Normally, if I didn't think that was going to be the case, I would have camped there for him.
But why? Okay, if you think he's going to chickens, let's do a little brain exercise here. So you think he's going to stop at chickens and farm them, correct?
That's what I was anticipating.
Okay, let me show you the move you make then. So when you cross, oh, fucking chode line. What the hell was that? All right.
Oh.
Wait, if he's not here, or you see, you see him scoot by or whatever, because if you touch the brush and he's here, you're gonna see it anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't see him here, like if he's not present, you know that he just got basically by you. Or I mean here you have a sweeper, so it is what it is. I was gonna say maybe you could just ward this and then just walk around. But either way, you need to figure out where he is. I would much rather you just ambush him here or on red. So all you do...
See, I would have thought to go around like that. I like that.
Yeah, I do a lot. Well, I had a whole stint when I first got here where I played a lot of jungle and did a lot of invading, so I could kind of understand how it all worked better. I was doing it with Kindred pretty much every game. And what I find is that, like, when you're in an invade and you know where they are, the best thing that you can do in an invade scenario is just try to open on them without them knowing that you're there and they're using abilities on camps. That really fucks them. So when you do this type of stuff where you like hope, because all this is just chance, right? There's a chance that he's here. There's a chance that he's here. And there's always a chance that he just says, I'll just run up here to red first. So like when you do this and he finds you, it's so much worse of a position than if you just let him start, because you have the benefit of knowing that he's here. He never knows you're here. He has no idea that you're here. And so you flip that, because the minute that he sees that his red is gone, he can literally just go, my red's not here. So either my red is in here or he's already taken it. Let me just see if he's in here. Right? There's not much of a decision tree that he has.
Okay.
But if you let him just open a camp, now you have all the power in the world, because you're never gonna be in a situation where you lose like this. Because here I'm pretty sure you get pretty low. Yeah, you get substantially lower, and then now the camp is on you, and you didn't have smite either. That would have even benefited you more to wait just to have the smite up. No need to start it. So just off the invade, like that's something that you can start doing. Try to not, if you're in this position, don't rush it. Just relax. Think about, find him first, sit in a bush somewhere. Even if he had taken chickens and then goes to red, that's fine to be behind a camp. That's not a big deal. If you kill him and you put him back to the Stone Age by taking his red and removing him from the map, right?
Right, and I liked what you said about waiting for him to use his skills before going in. That makes a lot of sense. You can't really lose at that point. Right,
yeah, I just cheat it. Like you have to rig it. Make it so that the fight's 100% fight. That's all this is. I prefer in any invade scenario to not have to like outplay anybody. That's just not that's not a good invade in my opinion. Like if you're trying to be like fancy pants fucking the classic example is like when I would play Nidalee or something here. I would go to invade. The minute that I have to like hit a spear from range and they see it coming, I know that I'm already like, even if I won that fight, I know that I like fucked up. Does that make sense? Like I would much rather it be, I'm full HP, the guy doesn't know I'm there, I hit a spear out of vision, fuck the guy up, and then get out, and I don't take any damage. Like that's what I'm really looking to do. I don't want to have this shit where I'm like flashing Lee Sin Qs and going for like the fanciest, like miraculous outplay. That's just a coin flip. Like at that point, you can't promise me that you're going to win it every time. And that's the problem.
Okay.
At least that's how I think about it. Anyways. So we die here. Let's look at this other open actually, and then we'll get into a game. But yeah, you're in like a monster position on that invade though. You just got to make sure to stick the landing, so to speak. But I like that. I like the open though. I like that you pinged it. You tried to save your Q. I mean, everything in the open was fine. It's just the idea that hurt you. Let's see here.
Minions have spawned. 3 guns.
Oh yeah, this one. I had a slow start to that. Something happened.
Yeah, let me see. Diana clears so fast. Look at that. That's what I was gonna show you. It's such a tough champion to beat in Loilo. All right, so right away, I am in a disagreement here. Your open's cool. You go blue, romp, wolves into red, which is fine. If you want my personal take here, I think when I look back at this, first problem is you don't see where she starts. So I'm putting you in booster mindset for Loilo, okay? And booster mindset is, do you outscale Diana ever?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? Well, that's interesting. I would say no. I don't think you outscale many junglers, to be honest. I would say you're at the bottom end of scaling in terms of jungle champs. Because Warwick is very technical. He's tough to play in team fight phase, and his team fight's not great. He doesn't really turn into some sort of like split push monster or dual monster for that matter. He kind of needs to snowball. He's a decent duelist, I guess, but he kind of needs to snowball to do that. I would say in your case, when I look at a VOD like this, I think to myself, well, we just gave Diana a full clear and we didn't even like encroach on her at all. She's very, very weak early, as are most junglers. The first game you showed me an invade, and this game you showed me passivity, which I do not like. With this champion, to be clear, with this champion, I do not like.
So if you want to check any of the other games, I invade about 80% of the time.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And I'm not. And hey, I'm not shitting on you if that's the case. That's good. But like this game is the perfect example. Here we get no vision down anywhere at the early levels, so we don't know where Diana goes. Right. I mean, hell, even just a back and drop a ward somewhere over here would have been nice. And then for me personally, what I'm thinking on red side, I would have preferred maybe just start at red. Let's just go like red, golems, chickens, and then cross over, which would have been fine. It would have been a little slow.
What would I have crossed over to do?
Just walk at her in a straight line. Yeah. Well, what?
Okay, I guess I would assume that she would have cleared the camp and would have been out of there.
What? You think she's gonna clear? Okay, let's look at this. I want to just show you. So you clear red. Honestly, even here, you could have just walked over and try to harass her. But like, that's why you need to do a 3 camp from the same side. See? Red, golems, chickens, and then walk over.
I understand. You mean starting red side. I thought you meant after doing the blue clear, going over clearing red, and then going into his or her blue.
Yeah, I mean, you could still, don't get me wrong. You could have still just walked at her here. Even with the level disadvantage as Warwick, you could just walk at her and try to catch her. Hug this wall and see if you bump it. Like, I'm telling you right now that if I'm playing Warwick versus Diana, I'm just going to live for early skirmish. I'm just going to try to kill her early and try to discourage her from farming by just being up her ass wherever I can. Because that champion, if that champion's allowed to just like farm and do a gank without being fucked with, if she pulls that gank off, she's not only going to farm faster than you, she's just going to like start beating you 1v1. Like it's going to get to that point. Pretty quick. So that's why it's really important. Like that ward that you were talking about in the beginning, get that down for this champion. Don't play a slow game versus this champion. Diana. Is
there a certain time?
What do you mean?
Is there a certain time I should drop the ward? Because I've been going at 50 seconds. Is there a specific time I should be dropping the ward?
So technically you should, if you go like, so let's go back to level 1. So there's ways that you can do this. Warwick's a little dangerous because if you get caught, it's pretty problematic. Level 1. Like with Tryndamere, I do shit with like spin over the wall and ward like level 1, do weird shit like that, but you can't really do that. But what you can do, so like here, guarding, like you're guarding versus a comp that like barely ever invades, right? So at that point, I'm just gonna go, unless there's like a blitzcrank or something, and if there's like a blitzcrank or something, instead of going here and warding, just go to the other side and back at like 50 seconds. I literally just go like, 50 is kind of early. I would back at like 55 or something. So for example, see this bush? See the corner? I just sit there and I like 50 whatever seconds, 55, 56, something like that. Ward over this wall. Just aim your ward here. You'll see the blue. You'll see the gromp. You'll back. You'll say, perfect. I know she started red. So I'm just going to go and start my red. Right? Red, golems, chickens. Walk right over. Hit the plant because you know where she's going to be. She's going to be right here. When you hit, or you don't even have to hit the plant. You could just hug the wall. And there you go. The way that you opened, and then you didn't look for her at all gives me anxiety because you think about it like this. When you land your E, you land the fear on her, her champion has to go into melee range. Yone pretty much has to go into melee range. Gwen has to go into melee range. So playing topside is good in general in this game. But the issue that I have is that like, once you finished your clear, you just showed exactly where you were by ganking top. But my thing is that like, yeah, Gwen's cool and all, but I'm more invested in trying to find the Diana. Gwen with Ghost, like, it's gonna be pretty tough. This guy has no setup for you. I mean, I guess you could argue Cage, but she can just dash out of it.
Okay.
That's why I don't like this open too much. Because like this right here, if you just 3 camp and just hug the wall, you're going to run into her on blue or coming off of wolves, or I think she would already be at blue if she goes fast enough. But that's the point, is you would just walk in and kill her. She's dead. Game's over. Because then you take that, you would kill her, you take blue, you take scuttle, then you gank top. Now you're 2-0, and you don't even have to rush it. Like, you could just gank top, or just zone her off a farm for a little bit, go into this bush and back, because she won't know that you're there or not, right?
Okay.
Lots of shit you could do from that position. Anyways, let's get a couple live games in. So far, you've shown me a game where you did invade, you did it right. The second game, I mean, you're not invading every single game, but that is definitely one that I would want to invade, just for the record.